Oh, freaking internet. What's this? Walmart Canada leaks E3 reveals. Oh, I don't really want to look at that. I want to wait for the reveal. But screw it. Let's take a look. Just Cause 4? They didn't like just get 3? Dragon Quest 2. I thought there were like 10 of those things. A new Splinter Cell? This has to be fake. We're never getting another one of those. Destiny Comet? Alright, well it better be as good as Taken King. Well, wait, what? Rage 2? Rage 2? Who ever asked for that?
So, we're starting with the game that we announced a few weeks ago through our friends at Walmart Canada. So let's get things started with a look at Rage 2.
And now, I'm the last ranger on this wasteland, and there's only one thing left to do!
Okay. Yeah, I'm on board. Hey guys, Danny here from the Couch Chums, and welcome to Gnomenclature. Yes, that is correct. This series of game impression videos I've been doing, it finally has a title. It's not just game impressions anymore. This is now called Gnomenclature. But wait, I know, I get it. You came here not to listen to me talk about the title of a series. You came to listen to me talk about Rage 2. And holy crap, where did this game come from? So this game got leaked back in May of 2018 alongside a bunch of other games, and then it was formally announced in June at E3 with a musical number by Andrew WK, who I won't even lie, I only knew because of Destroy Build Destroy. But then Rage 2 just sort of disappeared. Nobody really talked about it until the week before it came out. And normally a game with so little marketing and publicity is being set up for failure. Now at the time of recording, I don't have any information on sales numbers for this game, but based on conversations I've seen on the internet, this game's nailing it. This game's doing really well. Now I pre-ordered Rage 2 back when it was announced, but I wouldn't say I was really ever excited for it. I just wanted to play it one day. I went to the 9 PM release at my local GameStop, where I was one of 2 people who showed up to pick up their copy. And then I got home and played Rage 2 all freaking night. I'm pretty sure I was up to about 5 playing this game, and then I realized I needed to get some sleep. The weekend of release, I actually had to go and film a bunch of videos for Game of Honor, and I really considered bringing my whole setup so I could just sit there and play Rage on my downtime. I didn't because I was too lazy, but I thought about it. And as much as I did enjoy this game, there were a couple gameplay issues and just lack of quality of life inclusions that I will talk about later in this video. But we're going to start with all the good stuff, so let's get into it. In the last few years, I've really grown to appreciate the gameplay style of Bethesda's smaller scale games, like Doom and both Wolfenstein games. These games are fast, yet heavy, explosive, yet controlled. From the moment you start playing these games, you feel powerful. You feel like you can take on the world, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in your way. And since I finished Wolfenstein: A New Colossus late last year, I've been craving another game like this. At the same E3 press conference they announced Rage 2, they also announced Doom Eternal without a release date. So all I can do is sit here, twiddle my thumbs, and wait for them to give me this game. I've just had this itch that I just couldn't scratch because Doom Eternal just felt so far away. But then out of nowhere comes Rage 2. During the tutorial mission, I immediately felt the connection to the other fast-paced games that I've fallen in love with. It's both similar in its combat flow while fighting hordes of crazy enemies, but it also felt unique in the type of weapons and special abilities you would unlock. Like the Focus, which you could use to shatter enemies, slam the ground beneath their feet, and remotely detonate various explosives. Another thing that made Rage feel so drastically different from the other games I mentioned is the open world. In this game, you're exploring a decently sized world, filled with enemies, races, spy drones, and a weird TV station that makes you fight for their entertainment. Rage 2 has an open world that reminds me of Far Cry New Dawn, so when you slap Doom combat and Far Cry exploration, how could you possibly lose? Yeah. Hold on, there's a plane going by. The story in Rage 2 is so-so. Humanity's figuring out how to recover from the apocalypse. We start growing lush new environments, creating new resources, basically fixing things by becoming farmers. But there's this group of people that are trying to take control over everything humanity's trying to fix. And as Ranger Walker, the last surviving Ranger, you're tasked with going after the leader of the Authority, General Martin Cross. From this point on, you basically just explore the world, meet 3 important characters, do tasks for them so they can supply you with what you need, and then go fight Cross. Alright. I'd like to let air in, but if you're going to be ruining my videos... The main story took me roughly 7 hours to complete, but that's only because I went and got all of the weapons and abilities that you can unlock in this game. I'd say if you didn't do that, it'd probably take somewhere between 5 and 6 hours to complete. Twitter.gamers completely demolished the Order 1886 for being so short, but nobody seems to bat an eye at Rage, but just saying, the Order is a good game. But anyway, in Rage 2 there's only a handful of relevant characters that you'll meet, and they're alright. The only one I would truly vouch for is Dr. Kvasir, who's an old man who rides a mutant? It's like his pet, but also his legs. But along with Kvasir, there's Hagar and John Marshall, who are the 3 task givers that you'll meet in the game. To level them up, you need to explore the world and take out bandit dens, crusher nests, and the like. The last thing I should probably discuss while talking about this open world are the vehicles that you need to use to traverse it. Alright. Now this is where we're going to gradually transition into things that I really didn't like about Rage 2, just so you're aware. Your main vehicle is the Phoenix, and she talks to you.
Good luck out there.
She has a sassy attitude and has witty remarks for almost every moment where you interact with her. She's kind of like Kit from Knight Rider. That joke's for you old folks out there who get that reference, because I don't even get the reference, and I made the joke. But aside from the Phoenix, the other vehicles in this game just sort of pop into your garage after completing tasks, and most of the time you don't even really know it. The only other somewhat super relevant vehicle in this game is the Xerxes, which is the tank you're required to use for the final mission. And it actually kind of reminds me a lot of the Batmobile in Arkham Knight. Now that's a bad thing for you, just relax. You only need to use it for one mission. Now there are other vehicles in this game, like the Raptor, which is like a motorcycle, and the Icarus, which is like a flying bike sort of thing. And they're really useful, but you never need to use them. I wish there was a mission that specifically required you to use the Icarus to get around. I only ended up using it in post-game so I could get around the map a lot faster. I think Avalanche Studios could have done a better job at giving more variety to the types of missions that are in the main story. But all things considered, the story is still pretty good. Alright, so now we're going to talk about the bad things in the game. Because these things, they suck. But I want to be perfectly clear. These things didn't ruin the game for me. Because I really, really, really like Rage 2. But they're more so the things that just brought my experience to a halt. Things I had to adjust to, or just weird bugs and glitches that messed me up. So there's this weird thing while selecting your upgrades. There's just no sound. Now from what I can tell, this isn't a bug. But in most games you get a metal impact noise, or a chime, or something that indicates that you just selected an upgrade. And while we're on the subject of going through the menus, they're really sluggish. I'll tab over 3 pages, and the game will take a few seconds to catch up with me. I couldn't tell you how many times I accidentally launched the microtransactions page while trying to check my stats for trophies. And speaking of the stats, they aren't even correct, so I wouldn't depend on them if you're a trophy hunter. Okay, so this one time I finished a bandit den, and I drove about halfway across the map to get to my next objective. But I ended up taking a turn too hard and fell off the edge to my death. So of course I got teleported back to my previous autosave, fair enough. But they put me back inside the factory, in my car. Now to be entirely clear, there's blockades outside the building that don't allow you to bring your car in. You have to go in on foot. So the fact that it ended up putting me in this building, inside of my car, it was annoying. So I had to get out of the car, walk all the way back out of the facility, and then pay $10 extra to spawn my car back. So this is actually just goofy more than anything, but it still was a bit annoying that I had to add more time to get back to my mission. So this next one's something I really didn't like about Rage. The majority of this game is in first person, but a lot of the cutscenes that establish the plot are in a cinematic view. So you'll walk around and suddenly run into something that'll just cut. Now for me personally, if a game is in first person, I prefer the cutscenes to be through the perspective of the player. It makes it feel like I'm the one experiencing the event. I'm sure with how few cutscenes there are in Rage, for the majority of the population, this is probably just not a big deal. But for me, it absolutely took me out of the experience for a hot minute. Alright, so now my last annoyance with Rage 2 may seem really simple, but oh my god did it make getting the Platinum super frustrating. So one of the upgrades you can get in Rage 2 is a radar. This will tell you how close you are to a storage chest, a data pad, or an arc chest. And on a grand scale, this can be pretty useful. Except, when you have the upgrades for all of them. The radar is identical for every collectible, which may not be a big deal when you're cleaning out bases, because you're going to want to get all the collectibles anyway. But for the one trophy where you need to find 30 spy drones, it becomes an additional task that you just don't want to do. Finding the spy drones is already tough enough, because when you start your game, they spawn in random places. So you could watch a guide on where to find them like I did, but more likely than not, you're going to go to all the same places as him, and barely any of them will be there. I actually needed 2 different guides for this, so shout out to PowerPix and PS4 Trophies for the help. But even with both those guides, I only got 25 drones, so I still need to go search for the other 5 on my own. But everywhere I went, I had to find all the extra stuff that I didn't need anymore. I had already beaten the game, so the money was useless to me. And this could take upwards of 10 minutes sometimes, to then discover that there isn't even a drone here, and I just wasted my time. It's pretty much like digging through your closet for 10 minutes, looking for that one specific shirt you want to wear, to discover you left it at your friend's house 2 years ago, and he has no clue where it is anymore. A huge waste of time. Speaking of missing shirts, I have a Shovel Knight shirt that I ordered off Redbubble a couple years ago, and I can't find it anywhere. So friends, if you're seeing this and it's at your house, please reach out to me, because I really miss it. But anyway, as utterly frustrating as this mechanic was, it only affected me in the post-game. During the main story, it was super helpful, because it helped me just find all the things that I needed so I could get out of there a lot faster, rather than just searching for everything blindly. But that just goes to show that all my gripes with this game are really not that big a deal. They're just kind of nitpicky. I just like to whine sometimes. With all things considered, I think Rage 2 is an amazing game. I'll be shocked if it doesn't show up in my top 10 list at the end of the year. Now for those of you who aren't trophy hunters and prefer some longevity to your games, I can understand how $60 for a roughly 8-hour experience might not be worth your money. But I'd say keep your eyes out for some good deals. I'd even say $30-40 is a good price for this game. Now I remember not enjoying the original Rage back on 360 very much. I recall it being super bland and boring. But Rage 2 definitely reached out to me and gave me what I wanted in a crazy, post-apocalyptic, neon-colored, open-world experience. And here's hoping that there's going to be a Rage 3. But I swear to God, if we get a new Rage before Doom Eternal comes out, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. I'll riot. I'll freaking riot. I'll lose it. Pitchforks and everything. Well guys, that's it. I hope you enjoyed my impressions of Rage 2. I know you guys really enjoy these videos, and now that there's a title for it, I hope these videos can grow in popularity. And you guys can really help that happen by hitting the thumbs up button and commenting what you thought of the video below. And if you happen to know anybody who might like this review, share it with them and make them watch it. Like, strap them down, duct tape, all of it. Just make them watch. Or if you're not into violence, you could just share it on your social media. Tag us in it while you're out there, because we're pretty much on all of them. And if you're new here, please feel obligated to hit that subscribe button and hit the little ring-a-ding bell. That way you get notifications every time there's a new episode of Gnomenclature. And don't forget to head over to our Spreadshirt shop where you can pick up some merch. It's pretty nifty, and I think you'll really like it. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting the channel, and I will see you guys next time. Ooh, Vault 76. This can't go wrong.